So I don't want to get started, and this is quite a lot to go through. I'm going to just start the slideshow. So for the people that have forgotten, that I haven't heard, I just believe that having a profitable messaging is the most important thing when it comes to a business. There is a connection that we need, and this is how we do it. So in this masterclass, I really want to teach you how to learn how to connect to your, I'm just admitting more people in here. So I really know that this is perhaps how you're feeling. You might be in a space in your business where you know that you're destined for more, that something is just stopping you. And you wanting more freedom, more impact, and more abundance. And perhaps you've got this deep calling, or you've got this really deep vision and gifts that you want to share to the world, but it's becoming really difficult to get yourself out there because there's just so much competition when it comes to the online space. It's just incredible how many people there are. And how do you stand out from the crowd? So maybe you're sitting there waiting in the sidelines and wondering, what can I do? How do I change this? So the intention of this is to show you just how magnetic and profitable your brand message can be. So I want to show you from confusion, which you might be feeling. I know that I was feeling this way. To clarity, and a lot of my clients were feeling the same way, from overwhelmed to confident to being very, a lot of fear that's stopping them from becoming visible, from maybe being stuck to becoming magnetic and powerful, and change the limiting beliefs, what you have, to really being really powerful. I'm just going to quickly make Jess a co-host. So just give me a second here. I'm going to do that. Just give me a sec. I want to do that quickly. Oh, I'm not able to do that. Sorry, Jess, it's not showing up for me. Let's just carry on. So this is all about to change. I'm going to show you strategic ways to stand out and have a brand message that really speaks to your clients. I want to give you a brand that unapologetically embodies your unique archetype. I want you to naturally attract your soul-aligned clients to you through a very unique brand, voice, and message. And I want you to calibrate your essence with your message, because this is the one thing that drives more sales. And I want you to be committed to leaving a lasting legacy that people can really be transformed because of the work that you do online. So a little bit about me. I am from South Africa, as many of you might know already. I have an online business that I've actually been running for 25 years, believe it or not. I started my business designing logos and business cards and flyers for people. And I did this for so many years. And finally, I was able to kind of break through that mold. And I started out in the real online world, designing logos for $25 an hour. But if we reverse back a little bit, there were months when I had absolutely zero income coming in. And I mean, this is what I was doing. I was designing these terrible flyers. And remember the old days, you would design these adverts for the newspaper. I mean, this is a long time ago, and the work just fizzled out. And I knew that there was something that I needed to do, because I would not survive. I was a single mom. My son was about 6 years old at the time. And I knew that there was a better way that I had to get out there. So I decided to go online. I had done this year-long coaching program that had kind of exhausted my money. I had no more funds. And I started designing logos for something called Elance, which was now Upwork, for $25 an hour. And I literally grew my business. And it was not an overnight success. I'm going to be very honest. I learned the hard way. I learned what not to do. And for the majority of the time, I kept myself really small. And I know that the mistakes that I made. So fast forward to today, I'm able to have a thriving business. I do all of my, I've always got so many clients coming to me. And I wondered, what is it that I'm able to have that people naturally work with me or want to work with me? And why is it that other people really struggle with that? So I think that I've kind of cracked the code of what that is. And that's what I want to share with you, like what makes some brands so successful. These are some of my clients that I've worked with, and I've seen them grow from basically very little to incredibly big brands. And we're talking about branding here. This is a brand that people have. So if you are a business and you're online, you are a brand. You are a brand in your own right. So a lot of my clients say to me things like, this is, I'm just still astounded. Using their brand messaging in their business has brought people 3 times the amount of their highest income earning months yet. Biggest month ever. So it's the brand that really makes the difference. It's the messaging. It's how to connect to people. And just some incredible, beautiful feedback that I've had from this kind of work that really, really, it works. What I'm doing here, it really works. So my purpose here is quite simple. I want to extract and amplify your unique essence. Like I want you to find that unique essence, extract that, and make it into something so beautiful and tangible that people really want to be a part of and love. So I want to introduce you to the core brand archetypes. Now, tell me, anyone in the chats here, what your brand archetype is. Like, I'd love to know. Let me know what your brand archetype is, because we're going to go through these as well. Boho Chic, Mystic Maven, a lot of Mystic Mavens. Vixen, yay, I love the Vixen. Mystic Maven. I love all of those. Lavish Luxe. Can't remember. Teresa. Boho Chic. So we're going to go into these a little bit more. And working with these clients for so long, I realized that there's 4. I know that in the industry, they have these 12 brand archetypes, but it's so confusing, right? It's just so confusing. And I have come up with 4 very core ones. And I realized that each of these brand archetypes shapes us and helps us extract what makes us special. And it's an entry point into your brand. It's not the be all and end all, but it has helped me clarify people's brands, and it's helped other people as well get very clear and articulate themselves a lot better. So these are the 4 archetypes. You must have done the quiz. Boho Chic, Mystic Maven, Lavish Luxe, and the Rebel Vixen. So we have some incredible, archetypes of women, and this is what they're about. The Boho Chic, right? She is probably a creator, probably is inspired by living a life of freedom. She probably is a very instinctive, intuitive, probably an affinity with water, definitely kind of a mermaid vibe. And you can read up about it. I'm sure you know what your archetypes are. And yeah, beautiful images. So there's a big heart here in this Boho Chic. And this is an archetype of a Boho Chic. This is Joanna Jinsen. She's from Sweden. And she really epitomizes the boho kind of vibe, right? Being on the water and time fills up your cup. Probably an introvert, down to earth, There's an elegance, joyful nature. It's a quieter archetype. We've got the mystic mavens. Believe it or not, this is the one thing that most people are the mystic mavens, according to the quiz. And they are very much probably in the healing fields. They about connecting. They probably have affinity with the earth, soul. And I mean, some of my clients who are definitely mystic mavens, they have these incredible photo shoots right on these beautiful trees and in nature. And you can absolutely see that they are driven by being in the outdoors and spending time with community as well, like very, very distinct mystic maven. And here's one, Gabby Bernstein, who I'm sure we all know about. She also epitomizes kind of the sage magician, definitely the mystic maven vibe. The lavish Lux is also one of my favorites. She is definitely a visionary, extrovert. She's an innovator. She likes, there's a fire element about her. There's a gold and glitzy. She's definitely a ruler, very charismatic, loves the luxury, of course. And an example here is Melanie Ann Lear, who I'm sure many of you online might know about. She's in Canada and definitely has that incredible aura about her. Like, we're trying to get the aura, we're trying to get the energetics of your brand. Then we've got the Rebel Vixen. She is a little bit of a rule breaker. She is an extrovert. She wants to revolutionize things. She doesn't like the way things are going, wants to change, disrupt, and there's an element of voice and air, right? She wants to say something. And the tone is very much unapologetic, revolutionary, and rebellious. And then you might know someone called Katrina Roots. She's online, a big entrepreneur. And I mean, she's got a book out called The Rebel Millionaire. So here she's starting to use some of the words in her own branding. I just came across this yesterday, and that is perfect. She's got the vibe, even in the background. She's definitely a Rebel Vixen. So my specific, I'm sure you can guess, is definitely the boho chic, right? I'm even looking very similar to what I was wearing on my photo shoot day, which is surprisingly. But not only that, we can't just be one. We can be a little bit of an inkling of others as well. So we are a bit of everything. We can't just be just the boho, for example. For me, I do have that element of luxury in there. I do like, even the branding for this masterclass definitely has that lavish luxe vibe. And we can go even deeper. Sometimes I have boho chic days where I don't have makeup on, I've got a messy bun in my hair, and other days I'll get dressed up and I'm in client meetings. So we can embody the different kinds of energies that we are, but I know that I'm definitely these two, and this is reflected in my branding. And I'm going to give you examples of other people's brandings as well and show you how that works. Yes, it could be all three depending on the day of the week. So sometimes we can feel like ranting on social media, and that's the Rebel Vixen, right? We've got a voice, we want to be heard. Sometimes we're a little bit quieter. Sometimes we're a little bit lavish luxe. Like, even when I go on, like, I'm generally very much boho chic, but if I go away on the weekends or holidays, I love staying in extremely luxury, like Airbnbs. That's one of my things. I'm known for picking out incredibly luxurious Airbnbs. So I want to introduce you to the framework that we're going to be working with today, which is called the Pure Essence Framework. And it's part being and part doing. So a lot of people, I find, they have these frameworks, which is all about kind of doing. And I'm going to be working today mostly on the connecting to your essence is the first one, and clarifying your message. Like, those are who you are being. And we're gonna touch on how to captivate through branding and how to convert through visibility. And converting means, how do we get the clients? How do we actually take what we've learned and then use that in our branding to become visible and to get people into our space, right? Because like I said, it's a very, very busy space online. It's incredibly busy, and we need to get noticed. We need to stand out. So how do we do that? So I love the pictures in the background. You can see it's definitely my vibe. So you've got a bit of boho coming out here. So this is how we connect to your essence, and we completely and utterly, we unlock your power. And this has been a game changer for many of my clients, and many from, for myself as well. So this is the foundation phase, right? The first phase in really getting an incredibly strong brand message is really building your brand from the inside out. And we want to define what our core essence is, what your big why is, your vision. And I think this is your magic. And we stop connecting to this when we're in business for a while. We stop realizing what our magic is in the world and what our gift is. So by sharing your own personal story and your energy and your purpose and getting really clear on this, it's going to help you stand out from your competitors, because only you have that story. No one else does. Like, no one else has the vision that you want. Nobody. So let's build that up inside of you, and let's connect to your audience by doing that. The most important thing here is to remember that your clients, your ideal clients, probably have the same energetics as you do, right? You will connect to the right people because they align to you. That's about having a soul-aligned brand. So the more we can amplify your brand and your energetics, the more we can do this, then the more people can find you as well. It's just pretty simple. So most of you might have downloaded the brand workbook. Now, all of these questions are in the brand workbook, but here we really go into, what is your big why? Like, why are you doing what you're doing? Like, forget for a moment all the clients, forget for a moment your business. Like, just center down and spend a bit of time working on who you are, right? What circumstances have you overcome? Like, what have you mastered that inspired you to make this your life's purpose? And what is your zone of genius? For so many years, like most of the time, I was doing work for people and because I could. It was not my divine calling. It was not my zone of genius. And I struggled for a long, long time because I wasn't getting lit up from the inside out. And I think the more that we're compromising ourselves, the harder it is to actually attract the right clients, because we're not being authentic with ourselves. We're not being true to ourselves. So another thing, like, what do your loved ones, your friends and clients say about you most often? What is the feedback that people give to you? And this is a huge insight. So really maybe journal on this after the masterclass, or go through that workbook. What do people say about you that you've forgotten about? Like, why did you start doing this in the first place? So from here, we move on to our power words. And these are the top values that we stand for. And I'll tell you why they're so important later on. As I said, we're building the blocks of your branding now. Knowing what your power is, what your why is, what makes this so important to you, we can then start building up some words around that and some energy around that. So for example, this isn't a definitive list, but it could be some of the things that you stand for. So boho could be freedom, intuitive, adventure, inspiring, expansive. Like, some of these words really will resonate to the boho person. Like, for me, when I started my business, it was about freedom. Like, I didn't want to work for somebody else. Like I knew that I just couldn't. I worked for many years in advertising agencies, and I hated it. And I wanted the freedom for my son and myself, right? I wanted to have that financial freedom. If you're a Mystic Maven, you probably, some of your power words could be, healing, security, community, wisdom, compassion, transformation. If you're a Lavish Lux, it might be leadership, success, wealth, legacy, amplifying. And the Rebel Vixen might be justice, fairness, rebel, bold, responsibility. All these words resonate with an alignment with who you are. So I'm going to give you some examples. So I am a boho. Most of the yes. So Kim has made a good point here. We have words in each one. So I have a bit of the boho and the lavish, right? And so mine are soul aligned, elevate, essence, calibration, authentic, impact, intuitive. So I've got a couple in there. And the thing is, it's really important to re-look at these words that you are aligned to in your business. Like, it's really important to re-look at them and refresh them often. So I've then translated the brand power words into some of my brand phrases, should say not brand values, brand phrases, which is fire in your belly, right? I love that phrase. I've actually trademarked Soul Aligned Brand, and I've trademarked Pure Essence, because those are so aligned to my truth and my message to the world that I actually branded them myself. I've trademarked them. But I want to give you some more sample examples, and these are actually like little codes. They almost have an energy to them. So when I speak with my clients about getting their bios together and their wording together, I look for the right frequency. I look for a frequency that aligns to their energy. And here is Camille, who is a client I worked with on the branding, and hers was Lux, worthy, freedom, abundance, and brilliance. Now, she's definitely a lavish Lux, and she's a rebel vixen, but she's also got freedom in there. So she has a little bit of everything. But those words sum up the energy of who she is. She's an incredibly strong woman. And you can see by her photograph, she's just, has a presence about her. And the more we can align to our presence and really embody that, the stronger our message is going to be. I think we tend to shy back from becoming visible, and we tend to shy back from life because we don't really fully embody the brilliance and individuality of who we are. So some of Camille's brand phrases are fearless femme framework. Like, I get it. Like, high value confidence. Courage is your currency. Like, you look at that photograph of her and you get her. You're like, girl, if I need this in my life, I know to call you. You're the one for that. And that's what we want as well. We want people to really align to who you are. So by using your brand power words and phrases throughout your brand, you let your audience know what you stand for. And you align to your brand's purpose very powerfully. So this sets you apart from the competition, and your frequency will authentically and magnetically attract like-minded audience and soul-aligned clients. So I have seen this in my business as well. When I really looked at the wording that I was using and stopped using like vanilla kind of words, and I started using words like magnetic, quantum, authenticity, essence, I literally couldn't believe how many clients I was coming in, to work with me, because it resonated with them. I couldn't believe that the more I spoke about going out and swimming with the dolphins, or when I spoke about my houseboats and becoming a skipper, people would say, you resonate with me. I love the ocean as well. Like, you're my kind of person. I want to hang out with you and I want to work with you. And that's the kind of energy that we want. So the second phase of the framework is, how do we clarify that into a message? How do we bring all of those infused energetic words and put them into your message so that it attracts your soul-aligned clients? How do we do that? So by clarifying your message will allow your audience to connect with you on an emotional level. And this is the key ingredient when your clients are wanting to work with you, or whether they are searching for someone. They really want to find someone that they connect with on an emotional level. It's more than just logic. It's an emotional connection. So by knowing actually what motivates your clients and the problem that they're trying to solve, the more we connect to this, the more we can position ourselves into being the key solution to their problem. So here we're going to help our audience understand that we know their journey that they've been on, because they've been on an incredible journey. There's something that they are missing in their life and lacking that they need from you. So this is an incredibly strong questions to ask yourself, like really what keeps your clients up at night? And what is the dream solution that they're looking for? And what are they looking for that they don't even know themselves? So one of my clients is a parenting coach. So I asked her this question. I said to her, what keeps your clients up at night? So she was like, she's worried about their kids who are maybe misbehaving, or their children are not eating properly, or they aren't doing as well as they could at school, for example. But the more we delved into that, it's not what's keeping the clients up at night. What they're really concerned about is, are they good enough? Are they a failure as a parent? I mean, if any parents here know that is actually what you think about. What am I doing wrong? Like, how can I mess up? Like, I'm an absolute failure. And that's what's keeping her clients, for example, up at night. So the more we can really articulate what it is that really is hurting our clients, like really concerning them, then we can create a dream solution that they're looking for. And the dream solution here is that they want to feel that they're in control again. They want to feel that they are safe again. They want to have some direction. And this is where you can come in. And this is the secret about how to create an incredible brand. Because to influence people, you have to know what they really care about. And this is the distinct difference. Like, what do people really care about? So the psychology of people buying or the psychology of people is that they desire to feel safe. They desire to feel a belonging. They desire to feel worthy. And they desire to feel enough. You'll find that in we feel that. Every one of us feels that. And so do your clients. Like, that is the core need of what they're wanting. Like, for example, for myself, I'm a designer. I design websites and brands. Now, clients don't necessarily want another website. They do want to have a successful business. And they do want to feel that they're enough and that they're worthy for that. So that is why they create a brand and they put themselves out there and they create a website. And because there's a desire to actually feel safe, financially safe, for example. They desire to feel belonging. These are a lot of deeper core issues that are at play when you are building a business from the inside out. It's a huge, it's not just one thing. There's a lot of desire. So, for example, the boho chic, her clients can probably feel like they desire to feel worthy because they tend to overgive to others. So Mystic Maven, right? There's a desire to feel belonging because they might have experienced abandonment. So her clients, a Mystic Maven, could be an RTT therapist. And what they really want to do is heal that. So they want to feel like they belong. Lavish Lux, her client might want to feel safe because they've experienced poverty. So they're looking for someone to support them on their financial journey to success, for example. The Rebel Vixen, perhaps her clients don't feel enough because their voices have been silenced. So can you see how we can correlate perhaps whatever archetype you are and whatever you've gone, what's happened in your past can correlate very easily to perhaps the desire that your clients are feeling at the same time. So if you've been in a situation and your voice has been silenced, you'll probably feel that you have the ability to support others in that because you know what it's like. So talking about one of my, the client that I spoke about regarding the parenting coach, she felt that abandonment as a young child. So her purpose in life is to support parents to really make sure that they give their children an incredibly safe environment so that the children do not feel abandoned like she did one day. And that's how that understanding clicks into place. And once you click that, it just opens up new possibilities and how you can relate to your clients on such a deeper level. Because you know how they feel. There's an incredible alignment. It's an incredible alignment when that happens, and people get it. So let's talk about, I love the brand bio. We're going to talk about this, and then we're going to go into the messaging a little bit deeper. But the bio is something that really should sum up what you do in such a small one kind of sentence, like one sentence. And sometimes I say to my clients, like, what do you do? And they will go on for a couple of minutes, and I'm like, no, like one sentence, what do you do? Like, what is the most powerful transformation, the ultimate transformation that you promise? And this, the more clear that you can get into this and know what your brand bio is, the more people are going to get it. Because if your client is here and you are here, we want to bridge that gap. We want to make it as small as possible. And we do this by getting really clear and to the point in what our promise to our clients are. So you can see mine as an example. As I said, I'm combining that boho chic and a little bit of lavish luxe in there. And my target market, right? They desire to be seen and they want to stand out from the crowd. And they want to get more high caliber clients and they want to feel confident. Yeah, so the brand bio is like the elevator speech. It's exactly the kind of thing like if you're speaking to someone and they ask you, who are you and what do you do? And the clearer and more aligned you are to this, the clearer people will get it. And I'm telling you, this one small thing has completely changed so much, in my business and my clients as well. So knowing my target market, like I spoke earlier, my target market doesn't necessarily want another website or another brand, but they want to be seen. They want to stand out from the competition. They want high caliber clients. They're ready to evolve their business. They want to feel confident. So the more I can really identify what they really want, I can speak into that. So instead of trying to sell them a website design, I will sell them what they really need. So you can see I've had an old bio, infuse your unique essence into a soul aligned brand message and strategy that attracts high caliber clients. So I use that in my bio, but why don't you do something a little bit more standoutish? And this is what I stand for. How about unleash that fire in your belly and attract high caliber clients? Doesn't that have an incredible energy to it? Doesn't that give you an intrigue? And don't you want to reach out and say, yes, I want that. Tell me more. We want the person on the other side to be intrigued and say, I want more. Tell me more. This is exciting. It sounds different to everyone else. This sounds unique. I like that. And your ideal clients are going to pick that up. They're going to pick up that energetics. They're going to pick up the words, and they're going to pick up your energy. So I'm a firm believer that energetically you can connect to all of these clients over social media using your brands, your brand words. So mine is, soul aligned messaging and branding that inspires high caliber clients to take action. Like, that's what I do. Like, you get it, right? It's not something like, I help entrepreneurs have a good brand and website design. Like, that's boring, right? It's boring. No one wants that. Everyone's seen it. Everyone has seen it. We want to stand out. We want to be different. We want to capture the essence of who we are. So, of course, I've got to have some more examples, because this is what it's about. And this is Stephanie, the parenting coach I mentioned earlier. And the brand bio for hers was, so for example, let's go back to her target market. So her parents feel like a failure because their children have behavior issues. They feel overwhelmed. They feel like they're not good enough. Her brand bio was, I help give moms the tools to have peace of mind so they can bring this peace into their family. That's her before bio, which is okay, right? It's nice, but it's not powerful. It doesn't capture the essence of who she is. But listen to this: visionary parenting that will change your life and impact generations to come. Like, isn't that powerful? Because she's had the experience of feeling abandoned as a child. So she is committed to supporting generations to come. She knows that if she supports parents, she's supporting their children, and she's supporting the children's children. Her brand blew up after she did this brand bio, and she got really, really, really clear. She had 0 clients when she came to me, absolutely 0. And I couldn't believe it, because she was saying her wording and her bio was just, it was boring. And she hadn't connected to the truth that she was who she was and why she was here. And as soon as she did that, she started talking about it. And every time I'm online, I see her online, she's so enthusiastic. She's so visible because she knows what she wants to say now. She has a voice. And once you are clear on your brand words and your bio, it's so easy to then voice that, right? It's easy. It becomes easy to write copy. It becomes easy to go live. And it becomes fun again, because you've accessed the joy and purpose in your life. And once you've accessed that, then you don't really care what other people think. You're just doing it because there's an energy about you that's really, really, really strong. I'm going to give you some more before and afters, and some of these are real. Before, I support you to, this is a real one. I support you to release your limiting beliefs so that you can live a trauma-free life of joy and abundance. After, a safe space to transform your life, elevate your mind, and birth your dream life. Like, the energy and essence of that is just beautiful. No one wants to talk about their limiting beliefs and the trauma feeds. You want to give them the dream outcome. You want to tell people what you are really, really giving them, a safe space. They're feeling unsafe. They want to transform their lives. So instead of saying I'm release you from limiting beliefs, it sounds like hard work to me. I don't want to reach out to her. Sounds like I've got to do more work. It doesn't seem nice, but I'm going to elevate your mind and birth your dream life. I'm like, sign me up. Sign me up. That sounds juicy. We want juicy, because juicy is the thing that's going to want people to sign up and work with you. And juicy is the energy that you want to create. So the one before was, for example, a mystic maven. This one, say a lavish lux, help visionary leaders build a life and business in alignment with their purpose so that they can have the time and money freedom to make a bigger impact. True bio. I took that from a real bio. And now it's building empires with vision-driven coaches. Whoops, beautiful. Like, if you're on Instagram or Facebook and you see that, that's like, that girl knows what she's doing. I trust her. She is centered. She knows her truth. She knows what she's here to do, and she's going to do it. The one before is wishy-washy. She's trying too hard. She doesn't know what she's doing. It all sounds the same. And it's like, it's a no from me. And we want to get the bio that's got all the feels, right? It feels good. You feels great. So yeah, these should be used in our bios, like YouTube, Instagram, like everywhere on my website. It's these words that you should be infused everywhere in your brand. Because like I said, this is parts of you. It's parts of you that are sprinkled around the online space, and people will pick it up. It's like little magic beads. I've seen it before and time again. It's magic. They're gorgeous. I love it. So we want to create an authentic connection with higher caliber clients using a balance of emotion and logic, but it's emotion first. We want to connect to people emotionally because people are emotional beings. We don't necessarily buy on logic. Like your money, you've worked hard for it. If there are two people that are kind of, you want to invest in, you'll probably go for the one that feels good. Not necessarily the cost. The cost can be negotiable, but it's more along the lines of, it feels right to me. So how do I categorize? What does define a high caliber? High caliber clients are the ones that are the next level. They don't want to try and cut your money. Your prices. They show up. They do the work with you, because everyone in our industry has probably had clients that were low caliber. They were hard work, right? They didn't do the work. They didn't want to pay you. They, ghosted. So yes, I do offer bios. I do things like that. So I believe that these are almost spells. I like that. Magic spells. Juicy, Ella. I love that. Yeah. They are the next level. When I was, building my business up, there's some clients that will be a drain on your energy. High caliber clients will actually make you feel so enthusiastic after the meeting. So my clients, after Zoom messages, I'm like on a high. I am on an absolute high, where before they were hard work. I just wasn't aligned to them. So when you're in that phase of the next level of your business, you want a high caliber client, because the higher the caliber client, the more aligned you are, and it's just easy for them to say, yes, I'll buy. And so in the past, I would struggle to get people to, invest in me. Now people go straight into my website and will, pay $3,000 upwards for some of my services without even meeting me, without a sales call. And that's down to my messaging. And that's down to energetics. It's a soul-aligned, high-caliber client who does that. I know it's going to be a beautiful, easy breeze. And those are who my clients are. I just don't attract anyone else who is not a high-caliber client. Hence, that's what I want from you. for you. So a big thing about creating that emotion in clients is creating brand stories. I can't emphasize this enough. A brand story is what sets you apart from others and creates a genuine connection with your audience. So no two people have the same brand stories. And there's a couple of different versions that we can use. And this is how we connect to clients or people is through our stories. Don't forget, stories were how people connected in early days, before there was internet, before there were even books. People would talk and relate stories to each other. It's so deeply connecting that when we read something on social media, it's the one that it's a story that we read about, not the ones that are like, buy now, I want this. It's not. The ones that have a heart in them authentically are the ones that we read up about, and we want to read more, and we connect to that person on a much deeper level. So the origin story is share why you were called to do the work you do. Like Stephanie, the parenting coach, she went on lives and was saying why she is doing the work she does, and people were like, I get it. That's a beautiful story. And they go deeper into her heart, and there's a connection there. The vision story. How are you intending to make a ripple effect in the world and leave a legacy? Like, tell me about your big story. Like, why are you here? Even if it's to be the best mom in the world, it doesn't matter. That's still an incredible legacy, whatever that is for you. Like, there's a legacy that I want to do. I really want to, help clean the oceans. That's a huge legacy that I haven't got to yet, but I want to. Like, I really want to. That's a big legacy for me. Like, it means something to me. It's nothing worse than seeing, pollution in the ocean. It just tears me to pieces. Your results story. What are the results that you have achieved in your life, and what are the transformations your clients have achieved? We want to know what the results are. That's the results story. These kinds of stories, if we can infuse them into our messaging, it creates the connection and gets people to see us in a different light. It's centered in the heart. And some of my favorite ones are the archetype stories. And here again, we're infusing our archetypes into our messaging and our brand. So if it's a boho chic, adventure and freedom. I mean, I went away for my birthday a couple of months ago, and I stayed in this incredible venue in Stellenbosch, South Africa, very close to Cape Town. And I had so many responses to the pictures that I posted just on this beautiful location and beautiful place that I was staying, because people loved seeing me. They could get it. When I go on my houseboats, when I, swim in the ocean, it's cold. I do cold water swimming. There's adventure in me. There's freedom in me. Like, my hair is normally wet and wild. And, I'm normally in a costume. So that's my vibe. Mystic Maven, maybe she's gone through a incredible healing transformation. I've got one of my clients who is gone through an incredible amount of, healing. She's had, very big health issues, and she's currently in Bali, transforming her life literally from the inside out. Her health was really bad for a stage, and she's, had an issue with her relationship ended as well. So she was like, forget that, I'm going to Bali. I'm just going to be, right? I'm just going to enjoy it. So her photographs are just so incredible. And when she gets back, we're going to be talking about how we can take that now and create a brand for her. But her connection to others is healing and transformation. If you're a lavish luxe, I've got another client who's lavish luxe. So there's definitely probably a rags to riches in there. Probably have got a situation where she was, really struggled financially for a long time, and now she's helping other people with financial success. And the rebel vixen, and we all have a rebel vixen in us every now and again. acts of courage. Like, what have you done? How have you, what do you feel passionate about? What makes you angry? Tell me, because it gets people talking, it gets people going, right? With good or bad, it definitely gets you noticed. Kim asked, do you offer photo shoot suggestions for archetypes? Yes, I do. Definitely. So that's something that I do with my clients as well. And we want to have something that is where you feel most comfortable in. When you get to photo shoots as well, we want to embody your brand. And we're going to talk about that a little bit later on when we get to the next phase. But here you want to have, so let's talk about profitable messaging. I've given you all the background, but in a nutshell here, the really crux of what's going to set you apart. And it literally, these are the things that I did in my business. And in 6 months, I got to like $100,000 like cash. It's not, absolute cash in 6 months. And I wasn't intending to do that. I got very clear on my messaging. I got very clear on what I was doing and what I wasn't doing. And I tried to narrow myself as much as possible because I had a specific kind of client that I wanted to work with. And they came to me. They just come to me. So it's part energetics and it's part doing as well. When you're writing copy, you make sure that your client is the hero in your copy, even if it's website copy. I see so many people, I do this and I want to, and it's like, stop. Your clients care about themselves. Your clients care what you can do for them. So that's how you got to change your copy. You sell them the ultimate dream, what they really want. Focus on the outcomes and the transformations of what they really want. You can weave your stories into the copy so that people buy from, because people buy from people. Right? You infuse your power words into your wordings to capture the essence in all of your copy, whether it's online, whether it's social media posts, whether it's the bio. You infuse those codes into your branding in every way possible. And try and avoid that generic vanilla copy as much as possible. Go the other way, because you're not like everyone else. And I know that if you're starting out, you're unsure of yourself, it might sound very okay, but we don't want it okay. We want something that's going to stand out. It's going to really stand out from the crowd. So people buy from people who feel they have an emotional connection with. And this is a big thing, that you want to give them the feels. Feels good to be in their presence. It feels good. And the people that I buy from are the people that make me feel good. Like, I love their energy. I want to be a part of that even more. It excites me. What they're giving me is a secondary, but I just love being in their company. And don't oversell yourself. I always say to my clients as well that writing copy sometimes, or branding, is like dating, right? You've got to have a beautiful energy between yourself and the clients. You don't want to oversell. You just want to have a lovely balance. Let that person come into your life. Open up the space. Open up your heart. Let them come in, whether they are going to buy from you or not. Let them come in. There's a beautiful, powerful energy of just holding that space for them. So we want to keep the copy intriguing and inviting, and get very crystal clear on the results of what you offer and then how you do it, the second thing. So what I offer clients to get noticed online. How I do it, through branding, messaging, ... But they really, I know what people want. Rather write from the heart than trying to get it perfect. Like, Don't get it perfect. Even if there are typos in your copy, it doesn't matter. Doesn't matter. What matters is that it comes from a place of truth. And share your unique quirks, right? Like I've been sharing with mine. You know, what sets you apart from other people? What makes you human? I've got a client with 6 children. That's different. Share that. You know, I had there's a lot of things that I share about that's just unusual, but it brings people closer to me. Write when you feel the right energy and when you're in the right space or in the zone. So unfortunately, what happens for me, fortunately or not fortunately or fortunately, when I'm in the shower in water, guaranteed I get into the zone, and all these like messages come to me and I've got to write them down. I'm not the kind of person that can block out a space for 2 hours on a Wednesday at that time to that time, and then I write copy. And it could be because I'm a manifesting generator, who knows? I don't know too much about that, but I do know that I've got to feel the energy of that. And when I write it, the post that I've had the most response on, it's taken me 2 minutes to write, and I posted it and it's been crazy. 2 minutes. And I know you can do that too. You just have to you have to just know that this is coming from a space of real alignment. Oh, I love that. An underwater writing board in your shower. I need one of those. I love that. So I want you to infuse your personality into your messaging and copy. Put your emojis in there that you use all the time. Write like you want to write. Say phrases that you only say, because that builds up the credibility of who you are. Your brand should be a reflection of the experience of working with you. So you got to show them how it's going to be. Like that's the powerful thing about messaging. You want to show them the experience, because once you do that, they'll go onto your website and then they just buy that offer without trying to cut you down, having long meetings with you. It's just a soul-aligned connection with that person across the world. It just blows my mind that this is happening. Like, it's how easy to actually get clients from all over the world. And I know this is the last thing. Just be yourself. I mean, my son said that before this masterclass. He said, just be yourself. And I know that is so simple. But I think we end up not feeling good enough ourselves. And I think we feel that we're not worthy enough. And we tend to put a lot of things around us and excuses. So what if just being ourselves is enough? And what if just being ourselves will get the clients and will get us out there? What if you don't have to do any more? You can just be yourself. So by outlining your specific area of expertise and combining this with your own transformational stories, you naturally connect to high caliber clients. And this means that you can feel confidence in also charging more for your offers. Yeah, so sometimes these clients will never be your clients. You don't have to work that hard. It's like dating. You don't have to work that hard. Think back to your significant partner and how you met. You didn't have to pursue or force. Just easy, flowing. Absolutely flowing. So the thing here is about having profitable messaging is that the more confident you get into what you are doing and delivering, the more you can also raise your prices as well. So we're going to go through some of the other things that are pretty exciting, which is the branding, because as this builds up, we're building the messaging from the bottom upwards, right? We're now from the roots to the stem of the tree, to the branches, and then the fruits. So here, I know a lot about branding. So I have to put the branding in here because it's very important. Even the messaging is important into your branding, your visual branding as well. So in this phase, we work on embodying your brand using the core brand archetypes as an anchor to set you apart and stand out from the crowd. So your visual brand works to embody and communicate the overall feeling and emotion that makes you, you. And I'm going to say that like probably many, many times. Embody your brand, embody your brand. That's from what you wear, the energy, the graphic elements, and this helps strengthen you being recognizable on all platforms as well. It's not just the words, but it's also what happens around it as well, and the color palettes and everything. So let's chat about briefly how these different archetypes can work with the colors, for example. So the boho chic, you'll see very neutral colors. The Mystic Maven is probably a lot more greens. Lavish Luxe is probably a bit more brighter with golds, maybe purples. Rebel Vixen there's nothing holding her back. She will do anything. So even though it's bright colors, there's no stopping her because she's got a voice, right? She wants to be heard. Lavish Luxe, there's luxury. Mystic Maven, she wants to connect with nature. Boho chic, she's chilled. She's just been swimming in the ocean. So these are some of the brand boards that I've created for clients in the past. And you can see how using the archetype has been infused in their brands and their brand board. So Jessica, who's a boho chic, there's a very natural warmth around her. You'll even see she's got images of her and her husband walking on the beach, for example. We've got Mystic Maven, Aldila, who is an incredible healer, who is making some incredible products that I can't even talk about. I can't talk about them yet. Incredible products that she's going to be creating. Mind blown. Elena Ray, many of you might have seen her and heard about her. Incredible woman. She embodies that brand so beautifully. She's the Lavish Luxe. She lives in Bali, but there's Luxe and then there's a little bit of boho, but she embodies who she is. That's who you are is what you get. And here we've got Camille as well, who we met earlier. The Rebel Vixen with a little bit of Lavish Luxe. Bold colorfuls. It really feels like her. Look at her photograph. That brand feels like her, feels good. So that's how we use the colors to really enhance our messaging by embodying the brand as well. So let's look at more examples. So if we want to have a distinct look online, we've really got to find that balance of what embodies the essence in your brand. In your photos, in your colors, in your fonts, Instagram stories, stock images, brand voice, marketing, everything. And that includes the photographs because the photographs are part of your brand. So you'll see I've had a lot of my photographs. I mean, I think there's a lot of pictures of me with wet hair. I was literally in the water at a stage. And you'll see that there's a Lavish Luxe. So here I actually, the branding for this masterclass I've put on here because there's a bit of luxury in there, right? I like it. And I'm sure that you liked it as too, because you signed up and you're here. So we're like aligning, we're talking the same language. And so you'll see I've infused that messaging also in my social media as well. I've used those core energies of my message and I've put them into my brand as well. So to embody your brand, you've got to have a really simple, powerful brand visuals that reflect your personality. Less is more when you're wanting to elevate your brand and stand out and get noticed. People think you should do more, but actually, what about doing less? And what about doing more things that really just light you up? Just do things that light you up. So, like I said, the more you'll probably find me with wet hair on social media a lot more than you have with perfectly done hair, because that's more my vibe and people will align to that. They'll get it. So let's talk about converting through visibility. It's all very well having a good brand and a brand voice and a brand message and brand visuals, but we've got to then become visible with that. We've got to shake off this feeling that we're not good enough, because everyone feels that way. But it's to break through that and really become centered in what your message is. And then the more you are centered in your message, the more power you have to become visible and really enjoy that process. So in the fourth phase, we're really focusing our attention on putting all of these elements together, right? So we can escalate your income. This is what it's about, escalating your income. I want you to earn more money. My vision for doing this is that you can have the financial freedom, right? I mean, I was a single mom. I had no income coming. My son just relied on me for income, and I knew I had to break through. So that is why it's so important for me. And that's why I know that this is the kind of work that I really want to do. What is yours? So the thing here with visibility is consistency and confidence as well, because we really want to stay visible to your audience. And again, I'm going to infuse our archetypes into this as well. So I've also realized that each of these archetypes has specific strengths and weaknesses. I'm not saying you can't do it, but I know that as a boho chic, I'm a lot easier to make graphics and kind of inspirational quotes and share my adventures and share photographs. It's a little harder for me to go live. In fact, it's a lot harder for me to go live. Mystic Maven is probably really good in communities and getting Facebook groups together, and she's, talking about transformations. She's really good at that. These are people that probably host retreats and they're in their elements. Like Lavish Lux, she's about going live, probably doing masterclasses. She's got a beautiful lifestyle. She shows her client results. Probably a rags to riches story. And the Rebel Vixen, more than likely, every time I meet a Rebel Vixen in one of my clients, I'll say, where's that book? She said, how do you know? I said, I know you're writing a book. Or I'll say, when's that podcast coming out? And they say, oh no, I'm going to do a podcast. So they have a voice and they're probably doing a lot of these kinds of things. Not to say that you can't pick and choose, because I know that I also want to launch a podcast. I also want to do a lot more masterclasses, and also want to do a lot more do a lot more for community. So I'm a bit of everything, but one, you normally have a strength when it comes to your becoming visible online. You probably have a strength. So it makes sense to try and find other strengths, try and find other various ways and push yourself a little harder in those areas. Because once you do that, then you can kind of get over that hurdle and break through, and people will start seeing you in a different light. And the most important thing here is that you have an incredible legacy and gift that you need to share with the world. And my vision here is to really help you have a clear brand message that you're confident about sharing. And that is the next bold step in your journey. You have to have a brand message that really encompasses everything that you do. So my question is now, are you ready to unleash that fire in your belly and attract high caliber clients? Like, really, are you ready to do that? Are you ready to kind of create your brand from the inside out? Reflect on who you are, what really lights you up, and what really makes you special in the world, and create a brand message around that that's so juicy to you, right, that people really pick that up. And as co's, they're going to want to work with you. Because I know I've seen it in myself, my business, I've seen it in my clients. And this is what I want. I really want that fire in your belly. Like, I want you to feel passionate about your business again. You can't go and do these things because you should do them. Do it because you really feel a passion for it. Like, that's what it's about. It's about finding that passion back in your life again. So if you're ready to do that, don't delay. Like, you really do have one chance to make an incredible lasting impression on your audience. And I really don't want you to mess that up. Your clients are waiting for you. They are wanting you right now. Like, I don't think you realize that they are busy right now, wishing they could find you, online looking for you. And it's your responsibility now to kind of let yourself shine and get online and be the incredible person that you are, because I know you can do it. I just think we all need a little bit of support. And if I had had this course like 10 years ago, I can't imagine where I'd be today. Like, I came very late into this, but it's taken me a long time to get here. So please, if anyone has some questions, I am here. So if you have any branding questions, I would love to chat about that. I see you're a young woman. Do you have any examples of more mature women? So yes, I do have. I have some more mature women as well. And I love that you are in a camper van. I think that's beautiful. So yes, I do offer for all ages. I'm past 50 myself, so I feel like I'm a little bit, I can relate to that as well, and ready for that next phase of your life. Do I offer a service to transform your bios into short, sweet magic spells? Yes, I do. So I do have a 4-week intensive as well that you could potentially work with me on that. And that is how we create those bios. And we create not just the bio, but it's not just the bio, it's the whole energetics of who you are. So yes, I do have support people with that. It's one of my favorite things to do. Like, I literally just thrive helping people change that bio into something really magic. So yes, Kim, about photo shoot suggestions for archetypes, I definitely work in my, one-on-one container, or in the brand calibration. We will go through those things. We will go through how to create your photo shoots. I've actually got an interview there with a photo shoot, a brand photographer who is an expert in his field. So I've actually have interviews with him and how to curate your brand photos in such a way that makes you stand out from the crowd, because it's messaging and photographs, right? It's embodiment as well. Just like I embody my boho chic today, right? And a little bit of lavish luxe. This is how we do it as well. Would you use some of these answers for compiling a bio about me? So yes, I could definitely do that. So Teresa is one of my clients, and yes, I can definitely do that. How is it different from the brand strategy intensive? So it's similar. The brand calibration is similar to the brand strategy intensive. The intensive obviously is one-on-one. So we go a lot deeper. The brand calibration is more of a group. It is a group container. So we have support from other people, and it's going to be a very closed, a very small group as well. So I want a small group of very, very aligned people. It's similar, but we're going to go a little bit more in depth as well. Thank you. Okay, so another question about the difference between the one-on-one. So obviously the one-on-one, we go through, if it's one-on-one with me, then you have the ability to, you and I can work out a lot, it's a lot deeper. The one-on-one is a lot deeper. And if we do the course, there is a VIP option as well. So the VIP in the course will get you all of the bonuses as well as that one-on-one with me. I love that everyone's on these mystic mavens. They're doing healing sessions. I love that. It's also another question about the one-on-one or the course. You're welcome. Thank you, Corin. Has anyone else got any other questions at all? I think we might have gone a little bit over. Oh my gosh. It's slightly over.
Just a little bit.
Just a little bit. But I'm obviously here. How do you stop your message from not being fluffy? I think ask people, maybe have a couple of suggestions and go and ask people, like, what do you think of this messaging? Does it relate to you? Does it align to you? But I think the most important thing I'm here to say is that you have a voice and you have a message. And I don't want you to ever feel that you can't say that and express yourself. And I do believe that having someone to support you is going to take you to that next level. I know that I was not able to do this on my own. I know that I had support. I really used my coaches in my life to be able to expand my business to where it is right now. And I'm so grateful for that. And I want everyone to have the same kind of success that I do. Like, that's it. That's my bottom line. I want people to be able to launch their businesses, have the impact that they want, and leave a lasting legacy. Like, it's quite simple. It's just very, very simple. Yay. Yes, manifest the money. I love that. I absolutely love that. There is a payment plan as well. So anyone wanting to know about that, there is a payment plan as well, so that it might be easier for people to do that. I get that totally. Please, would you reach out to me? You have my email address. If anything comes up, I would love to chat to you, even if you want a discovery call. I love chatting to all of the people out there. So please do that. I appreciate your time so much. I know we went over, and I want to appreciate the time that you've spent with me today. It's been an absolute ball. And thank you so much. I really appreciate that. I'm going to stop share just a little bit and get a gallery view. So yay. Thank you. Please reach out if you need anything from me. I'm always at the back, at the end of an email. So I really appreciate that. Bye, everyone. Bye.